The chair where his ass was on was like also the same chair that my ass was on, just like crazy. Um,
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a little while, but welcome back to, I'm pretty sure this is episode 6. I don't know. I lose count of Let's Talk About You. I'm your host, Ben Robinson. I took a little bit of a break. Not that it matters, but I had midterms for school. I had a lot of work, but we're back. So thank you guys if you're listening. I'm here with my friend Sri. You can give yourself a quick little introduction. So let's talk about you.
Hey guys, I'm Shri. I am from Dallas, Texas. I'm 19 years old. I go to Berklee College of Music and I am a singer on TikTok. And I'm also in a group also on TikTok called Ear Candy.
Yes, so that's kind of playing into what we're talking about today. We're talking about music. I mean, obviously, it's a very, very big part of your life. It's also a very big part of my life in a little bit of a different way. I
Mhm.
don't exactly, I mean, I have sang before, which I'll probably tell a story about that. But
Oh.
I really, really love music in a lot of ways. I actually don't think that there's a genre I don't listen to besides maybe country. But
Honestly, like being from Texas, I also don't listen to country, which is like surprising, but I'm on the same boat with you.
yeah, I mean, I bet that would probably be a little bit difficult, like living down in the South, not listening to country. But so basically, I guess we'll just start it off on a broad sort of topic. So, how did you kind of introduce music into your life?
So I have been singing ever since I was like a child. Like my parents always tell me like that very basic story where it's like we played music while mom was pregnant with you and like you came out liking music. But yeah, no, like in preschool and stuff like that, like I would be singing and my teachers would like complain to my parents being like she sings too much, like it's she doing too much. Um, and then my dad put me in music lessons when I was 4.5. And I started off with Indian classical music. That's like my main background in general, which I did for like until my senior year of high school. And then when I got to college, I stopped doing that so I could focus on pop and musical theater type music. And now we're doing this.
So, I guess you've just always been kind of like musically inclined, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like so I actually have like a weird like backstory with music. So I took piano lessons for a long time when I was like really young. And then I decided I wanted to play guitar. So my parents got me a guitar for Christmas and I started working with my guitar teacher whose name is Quincy Mumford. He's like a local musician, which we're now like really, really close with him. But so I started learning guitar. I got into like, I was singing with him and I was playing guitar with him. And then, so he does like a holiday show every, holiday season, which is at a local concert venue called the Stone Pony.
Mhm.
It's like it's pretty famous. I know the Jonas Brothers played the like opening to I forget what award show it was, but like a few years ago, I don't know if you like saw it, but they played an opening to an award show, but like it was live streamed from the Stone Pony. I
Wow.
forget what it was. I'm sure like someone listening probably knows what I'm talking about, like maybe one person. But so he does like a concert at the Stone Pony every year, and I actually got to sing there one time in front of like a huge crowd. It was kind of scary. I sang Happy by Pharrell Williams, like a
Oh my
little 11-year-old high-pitched voice, Ben.
You have
But
to send me, like, a video of that. That's
I will send it to you. It is very embarrassing, but I will send it to you. But that was basically it. Played guitar and sang with him for like a couple of years, and then I stopped doing it when I started swimming because that was like every single day.
Oh my god, that's sick. Honestly, like, this is crazy because the most that I've known about you is that, like, you're really funny on TikTok and you make, like, social justice content on TikTok too, but I did not know that you were a musician.
Well, maybe I used to be. I don't know. I learned one song on the piano over quarantine because I was like really bored, and I've probably forgotten that by now. But I've always been like super super into music, just in terms of like listening to it and stuff. Like I said, I just listen to so much music, which is
Yeah,
what I was also going to ask you is let's talk about our music tastes.
sure.
So, what would you even like say to define yours? Because I have no idea how I would describe mine.
Oh my god, well, it's very cliche, but my biggest, like, musical inspiration of all time, can you guess? Actually, it's, like, super cliche and super
Okay, it might just be a bad guess then, but Ariana Grande? Really?
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
that was like a complete guess, but I just feel like she's so, like, iconic that that's, like, 90% of, like, musicians'
Oh my
inspiration.
god. She is everything, and, like, like, when she was on Victorious, that's when I was, like, starting to, like I was like, "Oh, maybe, like, there's other music that isn't Indian music, like,
Mhm.
I'm kinda into this." And so I started listening to a bunch of her music, and I was, like, obsessed. So her music I think is like my and I still am like such a stan. I know every word to all of her songs. Like I'm such a stan. I'm also really into musical theater, which is like a side of me or like my music that I don't show people on TikTok just because I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't. But I really really am into musical theater. I just like have a really interesting inclination that we're not going to have the same music taste.
Honestly, no, okay, number 1, I love Ariana Grande. I also, like, know most of her songs, and I did actually have, like, a musical theater phase. I went to, like, a ton of so, I mean, obviously, I live, like, right by New York City, so I went
Mhm.
to, like, a ton of Broadway plays, and I got into those for a while. I'm trying to think. My favorite one that I saw was Dear Evan Hansen, and I like was obsessed with that soundtrack and stuff. And my
Love.
parents just made me watch Hamilton because like now we have Disney Plus and it's like online, which is cool. So I watched that. I need to get into that soundtrack because it's like the best ever.
So
Other than that, I'm not super into like musical theater or like plays and stuff, but definitely Ariana Grande.
love. What else are you into? Like, what's like if like someone was like, "Oh my God, Ben's favorite artist," we all know is who are you?
Everyone knows it's SZA.
Okay, sis, a good day's on my mind.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone knows it's SZA. I actually have a SZA shrine in my room over there with, like, a bunch of posters and stuff. I have a
Oh
SZA
my
shirt.
God, I love that.
Yeah, but I'm very much if it wasn't SZA, it would be, like, Rex Orange County or Tyler, the Creator, which I feel like, is j pr typically kinda basic, but I don't know.
I mean, I feel like whenever people are like, I mean, I just said this, but whenever people are like, "This is just so basic," like everyone likes this person. It's like everyone likes them for a reason because they're
Exactly,
amazing.
exactly. I remember, like, I made a video for that, like, No Nuance November trend
Mhm.
a long time ago, and I literally said, like, that exact sentence. I was like, bullying artists for being basic is, like, so counterintuitive because, like, they're basic because everyone likes them, like, they're probably good.
Exactly.
Like, the same thing with Billie Eilish. I found that, like, so many people, like, don't like Billie Eilish now because she's quote unquote "basic," but, like, she's basic because she's only, what, like, 17 or 18, and
Yeah, something like that.
she's, like, world renowned because she's that good.
She
So, like
literally has, like, a million Grammys, and she got them when she was a minor.
exactly. Like, her music is good for her music is basic for a reason because it's really good.
Exactly.
So, something I wanted to also talk about is on the topic of, like, Rex Orange County, Tyler, the Creator, Billie Eilish. My biggest flex is that I've seen all of them, including, like, a million other people in concert. My
Um,
concert list is very impressive, but, are you a big concert person too or no?
I've been to one concert, it was for my 16th birthday, it was, like, my Sweet 16 replacement, and can you guess who I saw in concert?
Did you see Ariana Grande?
How did you know? Yeah, I did see Ariana Grande. I went it was like I feel like if I could only see one concert for the rest of my life, I would be so happy with it being that one. It was so good, but I wanna be a concert person. It's kinda hard in this day and age right now with the pandemic, but
Yeah. I mean, concerts are just incredible. How was the Ariana Grande concert? Because I wanna see her, I've never seen her in concert.
oh my god, it was so good. She's like one of those artists I think, like, just because I am a singer, it's, like, something I really pay attention to is when artists are singing, and, like, it's very easy for me to decide whether they're singing live or not, and I was just, like, blown away because she was fully singing live, fully hitting those notes, doing all those riffs, and, like, they were so clean, and I think, like, seeing her live just that one time was, like, enough to, like, light a fire under my ass and be like, "I need to be this perfect one day too."
I've listened to so much of her music, and it's like I used to be embarrassed by it, but now I don't give a fuck because, like, it's just good. Like, I don't know, if you don't like her music, like, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel that.
So, you on TikTok, number 1, you just hit like 1,000,000, right?
Mhm.
Recently? Congratulations, that's so exciting.
Thank
I
you.
I love when my friends hit milestones, I love celebrating for them, it's really fun. So congrats, that's
Thank
insane.
you. It is wild.
So, how did you like I'm guessing you like grew your platform on TikTok from singing, right? Because
Yeah.
that's like how I found you, right? So do you wanna like talk through that whole process?
Yeah, okay, it's actually crazy, like, I was doing a show, I was doing, like, a musical, in the summer of 2019, and all of my friends had TikTok, and I was the only one that didn't have it because I was like, "I'm not gonna be one of those people that has a
Yeah.
TikTok." I was one of those people. I was like, "TikTok is so basic." But yeah, no, I didn't wanna be one of those people. I ended up getting it anyway, and I made my username @stupidshri because I thought it was, like, the peak of comedy, and then, I just one day, like, my roommate, like, way later in college, my roommate went out for a date, so I had the dorm to myself, and so I was like, "Huh, I'm just gonna, like, post a singing video on TikTok or whatever and see how it does." So I did All I Want by Olivia Rodrigo, which was, like, huge at the time,
Yeah,
which is crazy because her songs, like, trend so often on TikTok.
yeah.
She just does the thing. She does it so well. So
Incredible.
anyway, she ended up reposting it on her Instagram story on my birthday,
Oh my god,
and
really?
yeah, it was crazy. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep posting. So I kept posting, and I had like a couple videos just like go crazy viral. Like one of my a cover of Bad Romance went pretty viral. My Heather cover went pretty viral. Um, and then, yeah, like, as time went on, I mean, I just started growing pretty quickly, and it's been crazy. TikTok itself is such an amazing platform for people to just, like, be who they wanna be because the beauty of it is, like, anyone can go viral on it. You can just be who you are and just go viral and gain a following and, like, find so much confidence in your craft, which I think is just so cool. So, yeah, TikTok has just been amazing. I have no complaints.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's like honestly the easiest and in a good way, it's the easiest social media platform to like gain a following from,
Yeah.
which is so good because like if you have a special interest like singing for you, then you want like an audience to hear that type of thing, like it's a lot easier to go and get an audience on TikTok than it is on YouTube. That's
Oh,
for
100%.
which is good too because you can grow your following on TikTok and move it to other platforms if they're like more beneficial for you. So,
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I ended up doing, and it was, like I think, like, growing up, whenever I would see, like, other people be YouTubers, I was like, "I wanna do that too," and then TikTok shows up, and it's, like, the same thing that YouTubers do essentially, but, like, so much shorter and, like, much less work, and
yeah.
so I was like, "I wanna do that actually."
Yeah, exactly. Did
Yeah.
you get your so this singing group that you're in, did that kind of start from TikTok or did you guys know each other?
No, we none of us knew each other at all. We all were just like fans of each other through TikTok, and then we became mutuals and decided to form Ear Candy. And when we started it, we were like, this is just gonna be the biggest flop. Like, I don't know, like people, I don't know. Like when I think of TikTok, I think of like Charlie and like dancing and
Yeah,
comedy and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't really think people are gonna like dig the whole acapella vibe of things because it's like a very college thing to do. But yeah, in like 6 months, we gained like 1,000,000 followers and we got signed to Republic Records, which was like insane. And we got to do an
I had no idea
album.
you got signed, that's incredible.
Yeah, we got signed to Ariana's record company, which is like crazy how like things go so like things are just so full circle when it comes
Mm.
to like ear candy in general for us. So yeah, we got to like move to LA and work on a project together. And again, it's all through TikTok. Like it's actually crazy that like one platform can do that and like change your life.
Do you ever, like, imagine? Because like, when you film a video and you post it, like I mean, technically, obviously not every single one of your followers is gonna see it, but
Right.
technically, you're, like, performing for an audience of 1,000,000 people. Do you ever think about that? Because I think that's, like, so cool.
I definitely actually try not to think about it because then I usually don't sing the best that I can because it's like, oh, that's a lot of people that might be watching it. So I definitely it does hit me a lot though, like, do you ever have those moments where you're, like, just, like, chilling and then, like, all of a sudden you're like, "Oh my god, I have, like, a following on TikTok and, like, people know who I am and, like,
Yeah.
recognize me." Like, that's, like, more of what I think of rather than, like, while I'm filming, I think about it because that would just, like, stress me out a whole lot, you know?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. But, in terms of, the idea of performing for that, amount of people, like, what do you plan on like, what do you plan on doing with music in the future? Like, do you wanna continue with the group, or do you want to, like, be a singer by yourself? Like, do you have any plan or no?
Oh, honestly, like, in the moment, I definitely want to continue in ear candy. I mean, like, it was my whole summer, which seems like not a long time, but it was, like, every day, 24/7, only working on it. And it definitely, like, feels almost like my child almost, like, all of us, like, worked together and, like, created this amazing, like, gorgeous little baby. So yeah, definitely I'm in it for the long haul. But I do want to continue like kind of exploring my options when it comes to my own like music at the same time as doing ear candy, just because I think like growing up seeing like a South Asian, even like an Indian, even a South Indian like woman doing like music, especially mainstream music, would have been something that I think I would have loved to see growing up. And so to get to be that, is something that I think is like super important, and I want to definitely continue to like grow my platform and uh I guess use my voice to like empower other people that might feel like, well, I'm this race or I'm a girl and I don't know if I can make it, things like that. Because I get DMs like that all the time. And my friend Kavya, who's also in Ear Candy, is also a POC Indian creator, and she gets DMs like that all the time too. And it's just like we always talk about how important that is, to like not stop doing what we're doing because it is important to like a lot of people out there. So definitely both. I would definitely want to continue doing both. But yeah, I haven't really explored a solo career quite
Mhm.
yet, but maybe once the semester is over.
Yeah, it's so important, honestly, to get, representation from every possible walk of life, every
Mhm.
possible race, religion, gender, sexuality, because you never know, like, what kid is looking up to you and is gonna, like, grow up to be super successful because they saw, like, "I can do that," you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah,
And
100%.
so even if it's just one person, like, you never know what that one person you inspired is gonna end up becoming. So it's like, I think representation in so many areas is, like, one of the most important things in, like, music, but just, like, in everything, like, in media
Yeah.
altogether. So in terms of, like, ear candy, so do you have, like, an album? Is it out yet? Because you were talking about, like, something you were working on, or if that's, like, a secret, don't talk about it. I don't
No, we actually released it. So basically what happened was Republic reached out to us and they were like, we would love to make you like our main holiday feature. And like, we would like pay for all the production and like, your stay and all that stuff. So we flew out to LA. We got like this amazing studio house, which I think was the same studio house that Post Malone like recorded one of his albums in, I think,
Oh
which is
my
like
god, that's so cool.
wild. Like the chair where his ass was on, it was like also the same chair that my ass was on, just like crazy. But yeah, no, yeah, they basically were just like, we would love for you to like work on this. So we were there beginning of October to maybe like November-ish, working on the album, arranging the songs, at least 5 of the 10. And we came out with our holiday album October 31st. And yeah, it's already out, not a secret. She's out everywhere. Yeah.
That's so exciting. Is it covers or do you, like, write your own songs?
Actually, every song on it is a cover except for the very first song, which was written by a member in our group.
Acapella is so interesting too because, I mean, obviously, it's just kind of the whole concept of it's just using your voices to create music in, like,
Mhm.
whatever way that you can.
Yeah.
Like, is that I mean, I'm sure I know that it is, but I'm asking anyway, is that, like, difficult to become good at or to, like, learn? Because it's completely different from just singing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like, for me personally, I don't do any of the beatboxing, of course. I don't do any of like the vocal percussion or anything of the sort. So, or like the bass singing or anything. Like
Mm,
I'm very much like up there, just like singing the melody most of the time. So for me, like a cappella is like singing my parts and like making them sound in a way where like it blends with everyone else. But I know for like people who are beatboxers and stuff like that, you're kind of like the base of the rhythm of the entire song. So you kind of have to, you're like basically carrying the song, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely still a very new thing for me, even though we've been doing it for like 9 months now, I think. Yeah, we've been doing it for a while, but it is definitely something that like I wish I grew up doing because it just seems like such an amazing community.
Yeah, it's just I bet it's probably, like, so fun while you're in the moment too, and you have
Mhm.
all these, like, voices surrounding you, like, it just seems like such an interesting, way to create music because it's, like, so unique too.
It's so fun. You need to come and, like, jam with Ear Candy at some point. Sing
Yeah,
happy with
I'll
us.
tap back into my singing skills from when I was little.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So one final like topic that I definitely want to talk about because I actually did a paper on this last year in English was how you think like music can be used to help people. I did a paper on this in terms of like mental health.
Mm.
But I don't know if that's applicable to you or obviously it helped you like, find a group of friends and like
Yeah, yeah.
purpose and stuff, but how do you think like music has helped you in other ways?
Oh my god, I mean, like, mental health wise, it's helped me a lot.
Mm,
I definitely like, my senior year of high school was, like, not the best. It was, like, very stressful, and so oftentimes, like, I would turn to music to, like, help me with that, you know, like, there definitely came a point in that part of high school where, like, I definitely fell into what was, like, the closest thing to, like, depression. It was pretty bad. So I think, like, music really, 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 really helped me and continues to. I mean, like, even if I'm just feeling, like, a little bit stressed, like, music can totally elevate my mood, and like, the craziest thing. And I feel like for people out there that, like, you know, who are like, "music doesn't really help me, like, it doesn't really do anything," like, definitely find your music. Like, there's so many different kinds of music that, like, what might work for someone probably doesn't work for everyone, you know? But yeah, no, music has other than just, like, social life-wise, it's helped me as a person grow so much, and it's like, I'm sure you can relate, like, it's I don't know, like, the world would not be the world without
yeah,
it.
exactly. It's helped my mental health so, so, so much. Like if I'm again, like you said, if I'm ever like in a slump and, feeling sad, feeling depressed, like I can turn on a song that I really like and it will completely like shift my mood, which is
Yeah.
the biggest thing to like if you are like, stuck in bed and you're feeling really sad, it's just like you need to shift your mood and you can use music to do so and it can just like completely transform your whole like day and
Mhm.
how you're feeling. And I've definitely turned to music for that like so many times because it's like honestly I think it's the easiest way to turn yourself around like on a whim. Obviously it's not going to fix any of your problems in real life, but it will shift your mood so much, which is like
For
such a
sure.
big thing.
It's crazy.
And it also definitely just like finding lyrics that you can like relate to or like you can, learn from is like also such an important factor, not just like the sound of it, but like I have so many lyrics that are like so important to me. Are there any like favorite lyrics that you have?
Oh my god, okay, well, this also might be a basic answer, but, like, "Vienna" by Billy Joel, like, I think has some of the greatest lyrics. Like, he is such a good songwriter, but, like, that song in general, if you haven't heard it, it's just, like, about someone who's just, like, growing up too quickly and, like, trying to do so much in their life, and he's just basically, like, just saying, like, "Slow down, like, you have time to do so many things," and I think, like, other than it being such a good song, I feel like the message behind it is so important because it's like, I'm 19 and I, like, sometimes feel like I'm not doing enough, and I'm like, "I need to do this and this and this and that," and it's like, sometimes I just, like, get reminded of that, like, it's just I don't know, like, one of the lyrics is like, "Slow down, you crazy child. You can't be everything you want and be before your time." Like, I feel like that's so interesting because it's like,
Yeah.
it's so true. Like, no matter how old you are, you still have time to do things, you know?
Yeah, I always kind of find myself thinking the same thing. Like, am I like, wasting time or like not doing enough? But you see so many stories of people who are like so much older, still accomplishing things that like you never would imagine. You know what I mean?
100%.
I think like for me, the only thing, because I'm really bad at thinking of things off the top of my head, but definitely, there's a song by Rex Orange County called "It's Not the Same Anymore," and
Mhm.
I think, like, for most of the song number 1, the second this song comes on, I will cry. Every single time, it just makes me cry. But all the lyrics throughout, like, most of the song are saying, like, "It's not the same anymore," like, "I lost the joy in my face, my life was better before," things like that. And then right at the end, it's the same lines, but he sings like, "It's not the same anymore, it got better," things like that. And so like the whole song I'm crying about how I'm like feeling sorry for myself, and then right at the end he's like, it got better, and
And you're
that
like,
really helped me. I love that
"Ah."
song. So yeah, I think overall music is a gigantic part of both of our lives, definitely a little bit bigger part of yours considering that's what you do. But I mean, I can't even think of a person who would say that music's not a big part of their life. Like, it's just, I feel like music has impacted everyone so much. But I guess that will be kind of like the wrap up of the conversation part. Then we just answer a few questions and then we play a game at the end. That's sort of like how the structure works. I
Go
say
down.
that over and over again, and I feel like everyone's like, okay, Ben, we get it. So I'll just leave it at that. But so we have a few questions. Um, Honestly, I think the first one I'm gonna ask is probably the deepest one. But
Okay.
and they're not really necessarily related to the topic, but some of them are. So the
Okay.
first one is, how has your mental health been so far, and what can you do to keep yourself motivated?
Oh, that's such a good question. Well, it's definitely my mental health was a lot better before quarantine started. But I think ever since it started, that's when I like really started taking charge of like my TikTok and like trying really hard to be creative and like that helped a lot because I feel like if TikTok wasn't a thing or if I didn't have a platform to start performing on, I definitely feel like I would have been really, 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 really down. So I would recommend if you needed advice to keep your spirits up, like find the thing that you love the most. It doesn't have to be something artistic. It could be like literally anything that you enjoy doing and just be creative with it. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to make it like a public thing, but just like do it the most that you can. Even if that's like playing Minecraft, like just do that all the time. Like you will be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, that would be my advice. What's your advice?
Well, number one, I had a very big Minecraft phase like a month ago because I had COVID, so I was just stuck in my room. I
Yeah.
definitely recommend it. If you need motivation, start a good Minecraft world. But my mental health has been up and down. Right now it's on the up and it was down before, but it's literally like I just go up and then down and then up and then down. And so just for anyone listening, if you feel like you're the same way, which I'm sure honestly most of us are at this point,
Yeah,
because things are getting pretty tough. You're definitely not alone, but I honestly would say pretty much the same thing as you in terms of keeping yourself motivated is like number one, at the end of the day, all you have is like yourself. So like you should be the cause of your own motivation, like not for, receiving attention from other people,
sure.
which, I'm kind of guilty of because I'll be like afraid to put effort into a video if I think it's not going to get as many views.
Same.
But like at the end of the day, you're all that you have. So like if the video that you make, for example, just using TikTok as an example, if you're proud of that video, who cares like how many views it gets? Because like, if you're proud of it, then it reflects well on yourself and you can keep yourself motivated by
Sure.
that. So,
For sure. Yeah.
I'm guilty of not taking my own advice, but that would be the advice that I would give.
No, I
'Cause,
mean, same. Like I fully like posted something today and it did so bad and I'm like, awesome. Like great.
yeah, I literally, if the video does badly, I will private it, which I shouldn't be doing, but
Oh, I do that too. It's all
yeah.
good.
But that's my advice. Draw your motivation from yourself and not others because that's the only consistent way of motivation is taking it from yourself.
For sure.
This is a tough one. Someone said, "What's your favorite song?" So whenever someone asks me that, I'm like, "Okay, let me give you a top 3 because I just
Okay.
can't pick one."
Okay,
Um,
that's a good idea. Oh my God, that's hard.
I
Okay,
don't
you go
know.
first. I have to
Okay,
think.
I was about to say you go first. Um, Definitely, I'll say it's not the same anymore as one of my top 3. Also, My Future by Billie Eilish. I was super into that song and then I stopped listening to it and then I just started listening to it again. I'm like, that's such a good
That's
song.
the best feeling, by the way, like stopping, like you stop listening to like your favorite song ever, and then you start listening to it after like a couple weeks, and it's just like your favorite song all over again. It's the
Yeah,
best feeling.
I know. It's the best. And then something by Cage the Elephant, maybe Telescope. I think Telescope is like that song just feels like a hug. I don't know. That's a really good song. Um,
Yeah.
I guess that's my top 3. I know there's no SZA in there and there should be, but I can't like it's just 3 and it's very stressful.
That is a very stressful question. I think my top three have got to be in no order. I think "Grow as We Go" by Ben Platt. he was like the first ever Evan Hansen,
Mhm.
and he has his own music, and it's such a good song.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I saw him on his last show in Dear Evan Hansen, which was so cool.
Oh, I'm extremely jealous. I love Ben Platt. I think he's one of like I think he's genuinely one of the best singers of our generation. He's so good.
So good.
But okay, so that song and then POV by Ariana Grande and My Everything by Ariana Grande.
Yep. Yeah, POV is such a good song. Honestly, that whole album, right when it came out, I thought I didn't like it, and then literally like a week later, I was like, never mind, like it's so
It's
good.
so good.
Um,
For sure.
um, okay, this last question I think was like more directed to me because you're in college, but someone said, where do you want to go for college? So I'll talk about where I want to go, and you can talk more about your college, I
Okay.
guess, because maybe someone listening wants to go there.
Sure.
My top choices are Georgia Tech, USC. It was Stanford. I didn't get into Stanford, but I was not surprised. Um, but I really want to go to either one of those places. I love like California in general, so USC definitely was one of my top choices. But I didn't think I would like Atlanta, but I just visited and I loved it. So yeah, I don't know. One of those two is where I want to go.
Love, do you know what you want to major in yet, or is that like a later decision?
So I applied for like depending on the school, like a different major. So like USC, I applied for mechanical engineering, but I applied for industrial design at Georgia Tech, which is more like building products that like help people in need and stuff. And
Wow.
like, working with like 3D printers and like all that like cool technical stuff. So that's and mechanical engineering is more like math based. So I
Mhm.
like industrial design more, but I'm, either one really.
That's sick. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Smart vibes. I go to a music school. It's called Berklee College of Music. It's in Boston, and I just remember I applied to like a bunch of in-state schools and like a couple colleges in California, a couple of the UCs, and like a lot in Jersey. Because I used to live there for like 14 years. So I think like and all of them I had applied for like different things like comp sci or like psychology, stuff like that. But then when I got into Berkeley, I was like, never mind. Actually, might fuck around and do music.
Yep.
So I mean we went to go visit the campus and I was like, I have to go here. Like
Mhm.
I don't really there's no other option for me, even though there were many options. I was like, no other option.
Yeah.
And I definitely will say to anyone who wants to go to Berkeley College, I mean, it's the number one school in the country for contemporary music. It's a great school. So like for anyone that wants to go, definitely apply for your scholarships because it's very expensive. And you are going to learn a lot when you go there. I mean, they really, really want you to learn, and I feel like you'll enjoy it. And you specifically are going to enjoy college so much. Like college is one of the best experiences, and I feel like you're gonna love it.
Okay, so that was the questions part. So for the game, I'm sure you've probably heard of this before, but so I recently have been watching a lot of the, Song Association with Elle. Have you seen
Mhm.
that? So I want to do that, but if you don't want to sing, you can just say the words or you can sing, whatever you want to do.
Oh my God, I'll sing. This is a music episode. I'll do
Okay, cool. I didn't know if you'd be like, "No, that's awkward," but I was like,
it.
okay. So I have 5 words. I'm so excited to do this actually
Oh my
because I
God, me
watched like
too.
so many of those videos. Um, okay. So I have 5 words. I tried to make them go from easy to hard, but I don't really know if that.
Okay.
But okay. So I will say the word and then I'll start it like a second afterwards. So word number one is love.
Oh, love.
Nice, nice. What is that song called? Because it's so good.
Oh my God, it's called Love by Keisha Cole, and it hits different. And I'm gonna send you the Spotify link to it after this is over because
Okay,
it's.
good. Because I was about to say like I've heard that song on TikTok and I just want to put it on a playlist. It's so good.
Oh my God.
Also that was like record time. That was like 2.5 seconds.
I
That was good. Okay, number two is
go
baby.
downhill from here. Wait, what was the second one?
Baby.
And I was like, baby, baby. Do you want to know the name of that song? It's like really underground.
I've never heard of that song. It
Yeah.
sounds so good though.
No, it's actually really good. It's by Haley Bieber's husband.
I don't think I've heard of him. I've heard of her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he's like no one knows who he is.
Yeah. Um, wow, that's like really impressive that you knew that song.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, number three. Hello. Oh, number three is bad.
I got a bad idea. Do you know that song?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Oh my
I was gonna
gosh.
predict it. I actually predicted in my head that you were gonna do bad guy, but I didn't think
Nope.
about that. Okay, three for three. Two more. Let's see. Um, okay, these two I think are harder, but I think you
Okay.
can still get it. Number four is moon.
Moon, you're my moonlight.
That was the song I
Ariana
was thinking of. Yep.
Grande.
Because I was looking through playlists for words to use, and that was the song that I saw, and I put moon in there. That was really quick too. That was also like 2 seconds. Okay, last one, party.
It's a party in the USA.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, you were good at this. That was so quick. Beast. Okay, so that was so fun. I'm glad we did that. That wraps up the little episode. So thank you so much for joining me. That was like really fun.
I had so
It's
much. This is my first podcast I've ever done, so that was really fun.
really, it's your
Mhm.
debut, and you'll get ready for when you're like super famous and you're doing a ton of podcasts. Um, but yeah, it was nice to do like a nice lighthearted topic. Also like super interesting topic to go into. So thank you for joining me. I have a list of people that I work with, so I have to thank them as well. So thank you to Sara, who's the editor, and Audrey, Daniel, Sydney, and Lou, who are the directors, Zander, who's the production manager, and then my friends Aidan and Ari, who just kind of work with me, help everyone out. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Um, Thank you, everyone, for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. This will be up on Wednesday. Peace.